Welcome to CSC 340 Computer Architecture Lecture Series. In the last segment, we have designed a left shift register as well as right shift register. We have seen how, based on the selection bit in the multiplexer, we can send. It could be 1, it could be 0, it could be a feedback, or even it could be a value coming from some external source to the empty flip flop. Now, if you consider the design, you have seen that we have designed left shift register and right shift register separately. Now, when we are talking about architecture, we'll always be wanting to design circuits that can be used extensively. That means it cannot stay idle. For example, if you have a left shift register as well as a right shift register, then the left shift register and the right shift register will be operating when the system performs left shift operation or the right shift operation. But if we can design a circuit that can, just by changing the control signal, work as left shift register as well as right shift register, and the system performs left shift right shift alternatively, then the same circuit will be busy all the time, which means we are making optimum use of the hardware, and that is really important when we are designing our hardware or when we are working with computer architecture, because maximum resource utilization is a big challenge. We cannot have component that sit idle for a long time, because that is waste of resource. So now in this segment we'll see how can we design one circuit that can, just by changing the control logic or control signal, can work as left shift register, as right shift register. Also it can take external data, as well as we can clear the entire register. That means erase all the data. Now let's see how the design might look. Now look carefully, because this design is bit challenging. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, but just try to follow what I'm trying to do. I'll explain as I'm drawing it, but try to follow it really carefully, because this might be one of the most challenging diagram that you might came across in this computer architecture course till now. So let's see how the design would look like, and follow my design and the instruction that I'm uh, giving when I'm drawing the diagram. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to design a circuit that can work for both left shifting, right shifting. It can take external data, as well as it can clear the register. That means erase whatever the content it has inside the register. Now let's see the design. So as we all know, we have already discussed that we are going to be designing, or we are going to be discussing 32-bit architecture for our course. Now, so what this means is, no matter what happens, the bit length will be 32-bit. Okay, no matter what happens, the bit length will be 32-bit. If it is less than 32-bit, then we'll make it 32-bit. So we need to make sure that the data that is coming to the system are 32-bit, which means the shift register that we are going to be working with is also going to be 32-bit. But just for the sake of an example, I'm just drawing part of it, not the entire 32-bit shift register. Let's say again, since we are designing shift register, we'll need flip flops here. So let's have flip flops here. I'll just have 3 flip flops here. This is number 3. So these are all flip flops. Now, as I said that these shift register are going to be 32-bit. I'm just taking 3 bits from 3 flip flops from the middle of the register. So we assume that there are other flip-flops. So this is what how we are going to indicate that this is just some part of that flip-flop. Now each of these flip-flops, since we have mentioned that this flip-flop this shift register will be able to perform left shift, right shift, taking external data, as well as it can clear the entire register. So we have four options. When we have four options and at a time the register can perform only one of them, so what do we need for that? We already know that for that we need multiplexer. So each of these flip-flops will have a multiplexer with it. Okay. Similarly, we'll have multiplexers for all the flip-flops. So we can select it like this. And how many inputs these multiplexers are going to have? They will have four inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, these are all input side of the multiplexer. So when you are giving inputs to the multiplexer or indicating that this is input to the multiplexer, you should give them here. Now from these four inputs, one will go to the only one can go to the flip-flop. Okay, so one is going to the flip-flop. Now what do we mean what we are missing here in this flip-flop? All this flip-flop needs a common clock. So let's say this is our common clock. This is our, let's say this is our common clock. Let's write C here just to indicate the common clock. Now what we are missing here, we have four inputs for each of these multiplexers, and we already have discussed that among these four only one can go to the flip-flop. That means we need selector, and how many bits that selector should have? That selector will have 2 bits. So let's say since all of these multiplexers are going to output the same input, so we'll have the same selection bit. So let's say this is our selection bit. So and the same will be applied here. This is our selection bit. Okay, now we have everything set. Now what? Now this flip-flop will have an output. Each of them will have an output. So let's say this one is Q7, Q8, Q9. Okay, so the general part is ready. Now we need to go little bit deeper. So this one will be connected to this one. The last one of all the multiplexers will be connected to the following output of the flip-flop. Now okay, What about the first one? This one will be connected to something, the upper flip flop. This one will be connected to this one. Okay, this one will be connected to this one. Okay, so and then we'll have something like this, and we'll have another one coming from here. Okay, and then as I said that there will be one option when where we can clear the entire register. So we'll have one common link. Let's say this link carries binary 0. So this one is connected to port 1 of multiplexer if this is port 0. Now we have one port remaining, and that is for collecting external data D, let's say 7, D8, and let's say D9, and we have other inputs. Now this is a diagram of a combined shift register or conditional shift register, where just by selecting the multiplexer we can make this one work as left shift register, right shift register, clearing the register and taking external bits. Now how can this one works as a left shift register? When you come down, you are going from LSB to MSB. That means this way it's MSB. And when you are going up, this way is LSB. Now, if you think bitwise, this Q7, Q8, Q9. Now, consider this. When bits from this flip-flop comes to this flip-flop, that means the bit from the lower order position now becomes bit of the higher order position, or bits coming from the lower order position flip-flop now becoming a bit for the higher order flip-flop. How this is possible? See this link. See this link. This link. Follow this link. If you follow this link, then whatever the value is coming, let's say the value 1 is coming from this link. Now, if 1 is coming from this link, for left shift operation, this one should come here. That means if this port is multiplexer port 0, when control unit sends signal 0 to this selection line, this one will go to this flip-flop, which means initially the 1 was output of Q7, or 1 was Q7, now it becomes Q8, which means it is now the higher order bit. Similarly, for right shift operation, when this output bit going to this multiplexer or any of this multiplexer, and based on the control signal coming to this selection line, when it goes here to this flip-flop, that means this one, which means the value that was Q9 now becomes Q8, which means it is going to the LSB position. So this means this is a right shift operation. Now the control signal would be something like this. When this is S is 0 0, this is left shift operation. Okay, when S is 0 0, this is left shift operation. When S is 1 1, this is right shift operation. When S is 0 1, this is you're clearing the register, because when this one is gets selected, that means this link carries a value of 0. So all these registers will all these flip-flops will hold a value, a binary value 0, which means the entire register will be cleared. And when we have 1 0, then we'll have data, or let's write it like external data. External data. Now this is how this one works. Now, as I said, that this is a bit challenging diagram, but I'm sure that if you follow it carefully and if you follow the lecture, then you would be able to understand how this one works. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in the next segment with a new topic. Thank you.